Are you a small business owner who's been working yourself to the bone, trying to please every customer that walks through your door, only to feel drained, disrespected, and unpaid? Let me tell you something that might shake you up a little. There are customers out there that you do not want to sell to. I know that this might sound strange coming from a sales coach, but stay with me. There is a method to my madness. Some customers are not your customers. They are not your friends, not your associates, and certainly not the ones you're called to serve. They will drain you dry, rob you of joy, and have you doubting your own self-worth. But what if you could recognize them early and protect both your peace and your profit? That is exactly what we are talking about today. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Leavona. I have been creating and building businesses for over 25 years. I am a mentor and sales coach for small and new business owners, and I'm here to help you win. If that sounds like something you would like more of, subscribe to this channel. Now, let's get real. Some people are just too cheap. I don't mean on a budget. I mean the kind who want the moon and the stars for $5. You know the type. They squeeze every ounce of your energy, haggle down your prices, and then still act like they did you a favor by paying you. These are the folks who will overwork and underpay you, all the while leaving you feeling guilty for wanting fair compensation. But here's the kicker. Cheap customers do not respect value. They only recognize cost. They will keep you in survival mode if you let them. You cannot build a thriving business by catering to people who do not respect your worth. When you underprice yourself to please the wrong people, you teach them how to treat you, and it's never to your benefit. The next issue, your quality of service will suffer. When you're constantly dealing with those low-paying, high-demanding customers, you'll find yourself spread too thin. You'll start rushing jobs, cutting corners, skipping the small touches that once made your work special. And here's the irony. The people who pay you the least will always expect the most. It's the perfect setup for disaster. I've seen it 1,000 times. Great business owners with kind, golden hearts slowly lose their spark because they allowed ungrateful customers to dictate the rhythm of their business. But friend, you can serve well when you're exhausted and resentful. Protect your excellence by protecting your energy. And that starts with who you choose to sell to. Now, let's really talk about the long-term cost, your reputation. When you allow cheap, ungrateful, and entitled customers to pull you into chaos, your name gets tied to the wrong crowd. You start missing deadlines, not because you're lazy, but because you're overbooked with the wrong people. You start slipping in quality because you're trying to please everyone and make them all happy. And before you know it, the good clients, the ones who would have paid you premium prices, are second guessing your reliability. That's the trap. You work hard trying to please people who were never meant to be pleased and satisfied, and it costs you the ones who actually value you. Your reputation is the currency that builds longevity. Protect it like your life depends on it, because in business, it certainly does. So I'm challenging you today. Stop chasing every dollar. You are not desperate. You are selective. Say it with me. I am not desperate. I am selective. I choose my clients as much as they choose me. The right customers will respect your process, your price, and your professionalism. The wrong ones will test all three. Let them go, man. When you make room for better, better will come. If this message has been helpful and it has encouraged you, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. It will help spread this message to other aspiring entrepreneurs. Now, at this time, we will move into the freestyle portion of the video that I do each day. It's called the why factor. I believe it's important for us to remind ourselves daily why we do business. Let's be honest here. Things can get really hard at times for us entrepreneurs. There are times when we can downright question everything and really doubt ourselves and our mission. That's why we need to recall why we went into business in the first place. Listen, friends, life is precious, so we have to cherish it. So let's take some time now to reflect on these things. What would you reflect on tonight? I have been telling you that I went into business for freedom, to be able to build something or take what I've been given in my inner man and bring it out into this 3D world, and that I love people. But what are the things that make you want to keep going when you can't go anymore with business? I'm asking you to reflect on those things. I'm not going to repeat the same things tonight because the videos have them every night. What I would love for you to do for me, I would love for you to quietly, in your quiet moments, think about why you started. Your reason might be different from mine. I love freedom. I love to be free. I have spoken to you about one day having a place where I can duplicate again what I had when I left Guyana. Freedom to be able to plant and to do all these different things that I did when I was growing up as a young girl with my grandma. Like I said, taking what God has given me and bringing it into the world, making it into packages and whatever, whether it's brick and mortar or if you're online. And just loving people. The love of people is one of the most important things we can do. But you might have different reasons why you went in. And that's what I want to challenge you tonight in your quiet moments. Because sometimes we are running and our heads are like cut off. Things are so hectic. We never have time to even say our prayers in the morning. We're always dashing and chasing this deadline and that deadline and the next deadline. And we never get to reflect anymore. Reflect and ask yourself, when you're chasing down the speedway or the highway or that 278 or whatever highways by your home, trying to get to your office, what is driving you? What is making you go? What is compelling you to take chances, darting in and out of traffic? You don't have to punch anymore. The business is yours. So why are you taking chances with your life? Okay. So that's my challenge for you tonight. Just reflect on it. I'm not going to go into it the way I do every night. You know, we have to change things up a little, and I can't always feed you. You have to feed me too. You have to send me information that I can better serve you through. Okay? Now, with regards to a recap on our message tonight, I so want you to understand that everything I give you, I have gone through and have learned, and I'm still in the learning process. I went to my logistics business fully fortified with years of experience, and I still see things. I still learn things, because when it comes to people, we can never put a handle on who they are and their personalities and their idiosyncrasies. We're all different people. We have different personalities and characteristics. So none of us will be the same. We may look the same. You take two twins, you put them together, a pair of twins, and you put them together, you think, oh, look, they're identical. Yay! They must be so the same. And as you study and as you watch, you find out they have the same face, have the same height. But if you look closely, you'll find that one's face is a little bigger than the other. One smiles slightly different. One's personality is that of a little tease. This one will share, the other one does not. So we're not the same. And so you will find that in dealing with these customers, they are different. But the one thing that you cannot let them do to you is to take the joy that you originally went into the business with. And that's why many times you have to stop, get off the roller coaster, and relax and think. We are thinkers. Entrepreneurs are thinkers. We get a thought, we think on the thought, and as time goes by, we might draw some pictures of what we're seeing. We might write a sentence or write a phrase. We might draw a diagram of how we want our logo to look. We might think of names, put them down on paper, and the creative process starts. But most of the time, we're thinking. We're thinking through what we have heard. And so you cannot let people come and take your joy. You have to stop, get off the roller coaster, and remember where you started. I always believe that if we do not remember where we came from, we cannot know where we're going. Our background, our past, our foundation gives us the thrust to leap forward and do things that we could never have done without having those foundations. And every time you go through trials and tribulations, whoever wants to be in those? None of us. I don't want trials. I don't want tribulations. I just want to have a joyous, joyful life. But if we had it all sweet, we would never know what bitter tastes like. And then we would never know that if we took the bitter and the sweet and put them together at the right proportions, we could still get something that is different. So enjoy the pain and the suffering. And know that when you mix them and you fuse them together, you get what we call solutions. You heard that one? Pain and suffering mixed together will give you solutions. All right, my friends, my family, I want to thank you again. My husband tells me in the background, the views have been coming up. There are certain stats he looks at. And even though now I'm going to call you guys stinkers because he tells me in the background, he can see that you're coming and you're looking and you're going through the videos and you're binging on them. But I just can't get you to tell me something. Just say hi, Leah. I was here. I was here. Just know tonight you fill my heart with joy. I'll tell you a little story and then we're going to shut it down for tonight. Years ago, my grandmother taught me that if I use the skills that I had, she taught us how to bake bread from scratch, how to make all those different cakes that you guys see. We have rum cake and sponge cake and fruit cake, and we go crazy for Christmas, you know. And she taught us, we watched her. She wasn't a big time teacher, but I always made myself available so I could look and watch and learn. And one day, Grandma sat on the back steps with us and she said, if you have this skill, you will never be hungry. If you know how to bake, you know how to cook, you would never be hungry. And I'm not ashamed to say that my precious grandma taught us that we must hold on to what we had been given. And in order to feed ourselves, we must not share it. Or that if we share what we had, we must always leave out one of the crucial ingredients. And so that is what shaped my life. That shaped my life. And I remember my husband telling me, reverse engineer. I would like you to reverse engineer what you have done. And let's teach people how you did it and how you can help them to do it. And I said, nah, my grandma taught me that I mustn't give away the family secrets. But the world changes. Grandma has gone home for many, 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 many years now. And things have changed. And yes, if I possess these gifts, I'll be able to eat. But the code that drives me, there's a different code that grandma didn't teach me about, that I have to answer for everything I do. And if I teach you to bake bread and I tell you to put baking powder instead of yeast, Jesus sees and he knows that I cheated. So I can't listen to grandma. As I matured, I realized that grandma had given me false information. So now I have to take that and based on integrity, honesty, and the desire to please my Savior, I can't do that. It's like I put out a video last night that spoke about win-win. My husband and I are very, 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 very careful about not ever coaching you and you don't get anywhere. I have had coaches. We have been in this game for years, but I never made the commitment because I never found anyone to be true, 100% true, to give me the full recipe to take me all the way. So I guess my grandmother concepts holds true out there. And some people will tell you that they have gold, but no, they don't. They're giving you fool's gold. Because if people can keep you coming and coming and coming, because somehow it didn't work this time. Oh, you did not work hard enough. That's why you can't trade like you're supposed to trade. Because you didn't do everything, but I did everything you said. I went step 1, 2, 3 to 20, 40, 60. It didn't work. Watch out for a video coming soon. I have to talk about the way people do things and what they do to us. It's just like the mechanic, like I spoke about last night or the 2 nights ago. They take our money. They tell us they can fix the job. They patch it up. You drive out. And then a week later, the car is making the same sound. It's doing the same thing, but you just finished giving them $1,600 to fix your pain. And then when you go back, they say, oh, they always got like what I feel is like a plaster. They take a little Band-Aid and put over what you came back with. And they're not mentioning that, I should have warranty on this. I was just here last week. And somehow they say, oh yeah, you have warranty. We're gonna take care of you. Don't worry about it, Leah. We got you. And then when I go to pick up my keys, there's a bill. There's another bill there. It has about $100, $150, $123. Find something to charge you again. Oh dear, what are we gonna do? So, like I said last night, go over the information that we're giving you. And if you have questions, I know you're going over it and I'm very proud of you. Very, very, very proud of you. I had to come to a place mentally to take what I considered my life's work. Behind the scene, as I built businesses, I still made it to go back to college and get a degree and ended up in medical school and all these things. And I just could not part with my stuff. But then the world has changed. And thank God for my husband and my partner. He says, what is the purpose of it all if you go back to Father with it and you never shared it? You see how people are dishonest out here. You see what they do. And you know you're not one of those. So why would you go back to him with it? And I would just say, yeah, whatever. I know what my grandma say. I believe my grandma more than I believe you. Oh, my Lord. I'm sorry. K-Love has 2 DJs. And this one girl, I tell you, she got me in a place. She does this snarking. And I laugh and laugh and laugh at her until I start snarking too. I have to make sure I stop that. It's not Caribbean. It's not Guyanese. It's not South American. I have to get rid of it. But anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure. And like I said, man, I am so thankful for you. I am thankful because I never believed that, well, I never believed that I would release my stuff to anyone. My husband convinced me And I understand now the importance of leaving a legacy for my kids, but also for taking what I have been given and sharing it with the world. And it gives me great joy and great pleasure to hear him say the stats behind the scene are looking good. Remember that plant I told you how I planted in the summer everywhere I lived, I've planted, and how the stem of the plant would come from the seed and come up. Apparently, germination is happening. It's not fast. It's not rushing forward like a bullet. It's moving just like the plant. And he tells me that we have good stats behind the scene. And I just want to thank you guys, my dearest family. Thank you for rocking it with me. Thank you for coming out and looking. We try. Every day we're trying to improve our process. And if you stick with me, there's so many goodies I have for you. So many goodies. I'm just going to ask you not to be like my grandmother tried to make me. When I teach you what I know, I'm going to ask you to open up your hands and let it go. When our fists are tight, we cannot receive anything. Do you see my fists? They're tight. What can come in here? Nothing. When I open up my hands, I can get so much. I can get so much, and so will you. So tonight I say, thank you for coming. Thank you for staying with me to the end. My family, my friends, God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in the next one. Thank you.